This is not a speech, this is a warning from exile, and it is aimed straight at Iran's most powerful man. You're watching Times XP, it's me, Tritiya 3. As the streets of Tehran fall quiet, a voice from outside Iran is growing out loud. Reza Pahlavi has broken the silence today. The message is blunt, the comparison is shocking. Iran's exiled crown prince has warned Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of a future that no ruler wants to imagine. A trial, a reckoning, a Nuremberg-style whole moment. Yes, the same trial that judged Nazi war criminal. Here's the context. Weeks of protests shock Iran, young people, women, students, workers, and the response? A brutal crackdown. According to activist group, at least 4,029 people are dead. Some are saying 12,000 are dead, thousands are injured, detained, silenced. And now the streets are quiet. But Pahlavi, he says that this silence is not defeat. The letter that shook the regime, let's talk about that. In an open letter posted online, written in Arabic and addressed directly to Khamenei, Pahlavi, he did not hold back. He called the supreme leader an anti-Iranian criminal. He accused the regime of having blood on his hands. And then came the line that meant to haunt Tehran. Just as Nazi criminals were tried and punished at Nuremberg, you and your accomplices will be tried and punished in the court of the Iranian nation. No forgiveness, no forgetting, no retreat here. This was not just for Khamenei. The message was also for the Iranian people. Pahlavi, he addressed them as my brave children, my grieving yet resolute sisters and brothers. He told them they are not alone, that their resistance has already changed the history, and that the regime, despite its guns, is weakening. His claims are striking, by the way. Pahlavi says that the Islamic Republic is cracked. Its power is exhausted, its fear has exposed. He wrote that this regime is afraid of you. Not confident, not in control, afraid. But what about the protest? Are they really dying? Pahlavi addressed that too. He called this moment a pause, not an end. He warned that the streets will fill again, bigger, stronger, more determined. And he used words that will alarm Tehran, to reclaim Iran, to conquer Tehran. In fact, the timing is not any random thing here. Just days earlier, something unprecedented happened. Iranian state television was hijacked. Hackers, they interrupted satellite broadcasts, they aired messages supporting Reza Pahlavi, and they issued a direct appeal to security forces: do not point your weapons at the people. Now that message reached millions. In the meantime, the hacked footage claimed, without any proof, that some security personnel had laid down their weapons. Even that claim alone is dangerous for the regime, right? Because perception really matters here. Also, there is international pressure that is growing. Iran's foreign minister was disinvited from the World Economic Forum in Davos. No platform, no legitimacy. And in the meantime, the US is watching closely. Donald Trump has reportedly drawn two red lines. No killing of peaceful protesters, no mass executions here, and the military signals they allow too. A US aircraft carrier has quietly shifted their position from South China Sea through the Strait of Malacca on the path that could take it towards the Middle East. So the question is it deterrence or preparation? In the end, here's what's happening in Iran. The streets are calm, but the pressure is not gone. It has just moved underground, online, into exile, into international forums, and now into history.